this. You know, little communities all over St. Louis are starting to come together. Something that we should have done a long time ago. You know, as places that we live on the hill are in Dogtown, North Grand. Oh my God, look who it is. Venica, por favor, welcome to Casa and Cucina. I've been waiting for you all week, or since the last show. Anyway, Venica, por favor, we've got a great show for you today, so please, stay tuned.
Buongiorno. This is John DeGregorio. My family and I would like to invite you to DeGregorio Imports, located at 5200 Daggett on the Hill. At DeGregorio's, our sausage is made fresh daily. You always find fast, friendly service at very reasonable prices. We feature items like boar's head luncheon meats, homemade sauces, and a wide variety of pastas, olive oils, and cheeses. You always find what you need for that perfect meal at DeGregorio's. And so just remember, at DeGregorio's, everyone is always welcome.
Buongiorno, buongiorno, como stai? Buonasera, whenever you watch this show. Anyway, we got a very special edition of Casa e Cucina. You're going to see a lot of people pulling together. You know, these days and times, it's a little bit sad that we have to do things like this. But on the other hand, it's a wonderful, a happy occasion that we can do something like this. You know, little communities all over St. Louis are starting to come together. Something that we should have done a long time ago. You know, as places that we live on the hill are in Dogtown, North Grand, South Grand, St. Louis Hills, any other community around the city of St. Louis, we as people who live here, we come and we go and we come, say hello to our neighbors, some people we don't maybe get along with too well, or whatever. In these days and times, it's really important that we do band together. We come together now down here in South St. Louis on the Hill, which I feel is a great role model for communities all over the city of St. Louis. And today they're doing something all over this community. They're pulling together, and they're going to have like what they call a block party, where all the neighbors decorate their house, and they play games, and they get together, and they just have a great time, get to know each other, renew friendships, talk to each other. You know, because what we have to do is we have to watch each other's house or each other's property. That's the way the days and times are. I always say this is an Italian-American show. This is an Italian show. It's a show that we celebrate our heritage and our culture. Many of the people down here are Italian, and this is a wonderful way to get to know each other. So if anything does go wrong, that we can watch each other and make sure that nothing happens. We can protect each other. And that's the way a lot of the communities right here in St. Louis. Now, our beautiful Mayor Freeman Bosley, he's bending over backwards trying to do things in some of the communities around St. Louis. Enough is enough, he says. He's trying to work with the gangs, trying to get them to work together and educate our kids. We're going to do something about busing, too. 99.9, as a matter of fact, 100% of the people that I talk to are strictly against it. Why take the children out of the communities and ship them off somewhere across town to be with other people? Why not keep them in their own communities, let them get to grow up within their communities, walk to school, just like the old days. Our good friend Father Santon said several years ago on a show, he said, we need to get back to basics. We need to start talking with each other, get back to family values. That's what it's all about. And these people down here, it's just one community, one block of a whole community. Today is a block day, and there's going to be little parties going on all over the place. Parties so the neighbors get to know each other and renew their friendships and renew their relationships with each other. So in today's show, you're going to meet someone that some people that have been married for 56 years, and some other people that have been married for 44 years, because that's really important. Three things that are important to the Italian people: God, their family, and their country. Well, family's really important. As though times are rough, times are tough. You hear about divorces. People have been married 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years. These people have stuck it out for over a half of a century. And there's a lot of families around here like that because it's important to them. The family is important to them. But these are beautiful people down here, and we're going to We're going to show you food. We're just going to have a great day. So stay tuned. Ciao. We'll be right back. For the true taste of Italy, treat yourself, family, and friends to La Russo's Cucina, located at 3121 Watson Road at Arsenal. The atmosphere and soft music complements Chef Rich LaRusso's original recipes. An Italian dining experience can also be found at Tutto Beni's restaurant in West County at 12153 Manchester Road. Brother Tom LaRusso makes your visit a comfortable, satisfying one. Whether you visit Tutto Beni's restaurant or LaRusso's Cucina, the appetizers, the salads, the pastas, and the freshly baked pastries delivered daily from Nana's Bakery on the Hill will put a smile on your face and a song in your heart. The LaRusso family, a family which serves the community with the great taste of Italy. Casa e Cucina welcomes Benny and Gloria Gambaro.
That's us.
The rock of one of the many families on the hill, the rock of this community. Benny, how you doing today?
I'm doing fine. For an old guy, pretty good.
And Gloria.
I'm doing fine, thank you, Keith, but I'm young.
I'm going to put my shadow, my 12 o'clock shadow in.
That's okay, Keith.
These people here, I brought you Chris Gambaro before down in Missouri Bakery. You met Lino, and years ago you met Benny. You saw Benny working down there. These people have worked hard at Missouri Bakery, putting out the best gooey butter cake in the world today, folks, and the panettone. You saw them make the panettone out there. What time do you start in the morning, Benny?
Oh, well, we have one guy starts at midnight, another guy comes in at 1, and then we come in late at 4.
At 4 o'clock in the morning, and then what time do you get off?
When we're done.
And how long you been doing this?
I'm almost 70, and I was born in a bakery, so figure it out, 50, 60 years, whatever.
50, 60 years, and your brother's Frank Gambaro, we met him.
Yeah, did. Before me, longer than me, I guess.
Now these, you met Chick and Mary Aguirre. They've been married for 56 years. It's my privilege to announce that they've been married for 44 years.
Correct.
40?
Yes, 44 years, and next year will be our 45th on a Wednesday, which we got married on a Wednesday.
45 years, folks. You can do it. It just takes work, and like Chick and Mary said, patience, and what else?
No, I think God blessed us. He gave us 6 healthy, normal children, and our grandchildren are all healthy, and that's the most important thing. God's always been good to us.
You got to be optimistic, too.
Why?
Look on the bright side.
Look on the bright side. Been married for 44 years, worked in Missouri Bakery all these years and everything. Now I told you a little bit about the block party in this community, and there's no reason why other communities in St. Louis can't do things like this. And maybe not so much this year because it's getting kind of late, but in the next summer, the people that are in your living rooms watching this, take a look at your neighbors. You come and you go, and you see each other, you wave, and they leave. This is a good opportunity for people to get together, get to know their neighbors. And this is one of the organizers here, Gloria. Gloria, tell us a little bit about today's operation, the participation.
Today's operation, it's fairly new to me, but I'm a believer. I thought it was wise to have this block party. And anyway, I'm chairman this year, but next year we should have a different chairman so it gets a different ideal in the block. I'm a believer of that.
Well, here, step a little bit closer, Gloria, and look out there into the folks out there and tell them why it's important for the people that live within a certain area to get to know each other in these days and times.
Life is very short, and you should just always feel good and say hello to your neighbors, or even when you're walking, say hello to anyone. I am never a stranger to anyone. I talk to everyone.
That's for sure.
That is for sure. I was at a restaurant downtown the other day, and I was sitting there, and we were talking, and I was talking to the owners like I usually do. I go around to restaurants all the time, and they said, "Oh, by any chance, do you know Gloria and Benny Gambaro?" You know who that was? In the Shell Building.
Shell Building.
Tom Lamb.
Tom Lamb and Marie Lamb.
Right, and they have the Shell Cafe down there. Good food, good lunch down there. If you're ever downtown, stop in to see them.
A1.
It's the Shell Building across the street from, or it's in the
church.
by the church
That,
and Jefferson Arms. is right around the corner.
And the
Library.
In the library. If you go down and get a book or whatever, you want a lunch, stop in the Shell Cafe.
Get some of these other people.
Yeah, we will. Benny, listen, thanks a lot. God bless you.
Oh, thank you.
No, thank you.
I need that blessing.
Casa y Cucina Wilkins, thanks you very much.
Thank
Gloria.
you, Keith.
Ciao.
May I say one thing? This Keith's a very wonderful person. He's got a lot of talent. I just hope he puts them all to use.
You sound like my mother now.
Thank you.
You sound like
am.
Better than that, he's my
You know,
son.
thank you.
Lou.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's, a lot of these people down here are like my family. Like my family. And they're very dear to me. And my mother, I talk to my mother every morning. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, this show has been on the air, Casa y Cucina has been on the air now for, we're into her 4th year, so I would imagine, let's see, August, September, October, 4 years and 3 months. 4 years, 3 months. Francos Bakery, which is no longer Francos Bakery, it's Nana's Bakery, run by Richard LaRusso's, which you're going to see on the show. This is Franco. This is Blaze Paluzzo. He named it Franco. Why did you ever name it Francos?
I named it after my dad. And that was his name, Frank. So that's why we went ahead and named it that. And plus, my son, I named my son Frank, and it was just a name that I was trying to think of names at the time, and that was one of the best names that I thought of. So I went ahead and named it Frank.
Well, I certainly do miss your bread, your beautiful muffalettas down there at Franco's.
Man,
but
they were different.
But you know, you get a chance to stop by Nana's Bakery. They got some fantastic bread there too, and cookies.
Right, they got real good stuff.
You know,
they got a lot of different sweets and cookies and it's good stuff, real good.
Now this guy has been my neighbor, and he's been. Come over here, Blaze. You step right to the camera here. Look out there, there's millions, billions of people. I feel like Carl Sagan of Casa Cucina. Anyway, you know, this fellow right here, I'm really proud of him. You know, this guy, he worked hard. The bakery business is not an easy job. He worked hard, and he had a dream. He wanted to be a police officer. Why, I don't know. I mean, you know, an educator maybe, or a common laborer or something, but a police officer, someone that goes out there and puts their life on the line on a daily basis to protect the people here in St. Louis. This is the fellow that does it. They just happen to put him in an area of St. Louis, the 6th district, isn't it?
Yeah, the 6th district.
Well, what do you see for the 6th district? If they could do things like this.
If they could do things like this?
They could do things.
Oh yeah,
like
definitely.
Any community in St. Louis could do things like this. Get together with their neighbors.
That's right.
Everybody, all it takes is one block it off, get together, make it. Everybody makes a dish, set up tables in the yard or whatever.
Right, exactly. And we have some up there. We have some
there's
real
beautiful
nice
people all over the place.
That have block parties, and I've attended some, and they do a real good job.
But here's a guy that get out of the bakery business, went back to school, and worked hard and fulfilled his dream. I remember him talking one day. He said, "Keith, I want to become a police officer." I said, "You got to be kidding." He says, "No, I'm going to go back." I said, "Well, if this is what you want to do, I want to wish you the best of luck." And then I ran into him in the backyard one day, and he says, "Hey, I did it. I'm a police officer now, and he's in the 6th district. So if you're ever up there, if you see Blaze up there, wave to him and tell him you saw him on TV. He's a good guy, a wonderful family, the Paluzzo family." Blaze, thanks a lot. I told you it wasn't going to be long.
Yeah, thanks.
It wasn't hard at all.
No, not at all.
Didn't hurt at all.
No, it was painless.
Okay,
Thank
well,
you.
enjoy your
Appreciate
day, enjoy your neighbors,
All
and
right.
have a good time.
Thanks for stopping by,
bet.
buddy. Take care.
Arrivederci.
Ciao.
Ciao. Vince Di Raimondo.
Right.
And Frankenberger, you met Frank on the show. He's famous soccer player, soccer ball Hall of Fame. How you doing, Frank?
Fine. Everything, Jake.
And Vince Di Raimondo, how you doing?
We're doing okay, Keith.
You're retired from the city now, right?
Yeah, it's been 5.5 years.
What'd you do for the city?
I was a dispatcher for the water division for 34.5 years.
How long have you lived in this neighborhood?
Since 1961.
1961?
Well, so what that makes it 32 years.
Right, and you moved here with your wife?
Me and my wife and
How
3
long you been
kids.
married?
Been married 42 years.
42 years.
42 years.
I got how many children do you have?
3. And now we got 8 grandchildren, 6 girls and 2 boys.
Got them on the man.
Yes, in fact, we got my son Mike living with us because they're building a home out in New St. Anthony. They've been with us since May, but and he's got 3 kids.
And
so
they grew up on the hill.
They grew up on the hill, yeah. So now, next week I think is the last time, and they're going to be gone.
Well, what do you think about this block party thing?
Hey, you ought to have this more often.
And this is the first one you ever had?
First one since I've been here, yeah. So
Thank
years ago they used to have little doings, but as the kids grew up and moved out, it kind of faded out. But this is great.
Children are here.
That's right.
Now the great, and you remember Frank Gambaro. Frank, how you doing?
All right, everything's okay.
How long have you lived on the hill?
On the hill, 74 years.
Since they built it, isn't it?
Just about. 74 years.
You know, he made some beautiful pizza and a focaccia with ciabatta with onion and olive oil, right?
Right. A lot of olive oil on there, and salt and pepper, and that's it. That's the way my dad used to make it. It's the way they make it in Genoa. I believe that's the way they make it in Napoli, too.
Frank, how long have you been married?
53 years.
53 years, my God. Now, you've been neighbors since 1961, right?
Right.
And have you done things together before?
No.
Other
than watching soccer games. And when you go to a soccer game, you find Frank.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So this is a neighborhood type function, and every community in St. Louis ought to put aside a week or a weekend and do something like this.
You ain't kidding. You can't beat neighbors. What we got here, everybody knows everybody. Everybody helps everybody, and that's why we all get along.
Vince's been here since when? 61?
61, right.
But we've known each other since
I was a little guy.
He coach you?
No, he didn't coach me.
No.
Well, my son Michael was our soccer player in our family, and he went from St. Ambrose all the way up to Quincy. From Quincy, he played. Well, now he plays every Sunday well, not over 30, but he's 36 years old. But he's still kicking the ball around. So
I had Paulie and Mike in St. Ambrose.
Yeah. Paul is my other son, the oldest one.
Right. Well, listen, good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Vincenzo
Thank you.
and Frank,
Thank
keep
you.
cooking, brother, because, man, you're a good shot. I'm going to cook that on the show one of these days. I haven't caught you with the ciabatta.
You let me know when. And
Only I'm going to make a change. You know what I'm going to put on it, don't you?
Anchovies.
That's right, anchovies. That's my favorite.
Dad used to put anchovies on there, but I didn't think the anchovies would
Go over very good here.
No.
Okay, Frank, ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao,
Okay,
Vince.
Keith,
Thank you. Ciao. Casa Cucina welcomes Mary and Chick Aguirre to the show. They've been married for 56 years. Mary, how you doing today?
Doing fine, Keith.
That's
Real
great.
good.
Chick, how you doing?
Fine, really good.
Really good. You know, these days and times, you know, it's kind of tough. You hear a lot about people getting divorced. You know, they get married, they have a great wedding, and they have a wonderful life for a couple of years. And then the next thing you know, you hear about your friends or your family, somebody in your family or one of your neighbors or whatever getting a divorce because they just fail to work together or seem to be incompatible, and that seems to be the way society is turning, you know. But every once in a while, you know, this is an Italian-American show, and the three things that are important to the Italian-American is God, their family, and their country. Yes, a lot of, sadly to say that a lot of Italians do end up getting divorced or whatever, but there are many, many, many Italians that stay married for all their lives because they found that mate, they found their best friend, and they work through times. We're going to find out. Mary, tell us a little, give the people out there a little hint on what it is that has kept your marriage together for 56 years.
Well, we have to talk things over and agree on some things. Some things we don't agree with, but we usually talk it out, and it works out pretty good. So it's been 56 years of that, and you have to have patience.
Chick, you got a lot of patience?
Yes, sir. I go along with things that are right, and that's it.
And you have much to say about anything?
Well, I had a good time as long as my wife she's a wonderful cook, and she really takes care of the kids good. And I really married a good wife. So I think I feel a lot better when she makes me feel young. And I feel like doing things all the time. So that's what you have to do. You have to keep up with the pace and don't get grouchy and go along with a lot of things, and things will come right your way.
How long did you see, now you got married 56 years ago, but how long were you seeing each other before
Well,
you got married?
about a year and a half.
About a year and a half. Now, 56 years ago, 1937. Now, this is you celebrated your 56th year this year, right?
Yes, in April the 17th, 1937.
April the 17th. Tell us a little bit about the dress you wore.
Well, that time, the Italian people, you had to be the oldest child to get married. But there was an exception with me. I was the middle child. My mother had 9 children, and I helped her a lot with washing and ironing. And then I met my husband, Chick. He used to bum with my brother, Steve, and they'd play ping pong in the shed. We had a little garage, and we'd start going out. And we told our parents we'd like to get married. And I was about 17 3/4, and he was 3 years older than I.
Uh-oh, he was 20.
He was 20, and I was
17,
almost 18. Almost 18.
You know, that was a beautiful dress.
Yeah, I had, and at that time we were so poor that his mother helped us buy a dress. We chipped in, and our wedding was they didn't have halls like they do now, and we had a nice big basement, and his parents helped my parents with the wedding. That's how poor we were. But we had a beautiful wedding. We had dress, and I had 4 bridesmaids, and the best man, his brother Sam, was our best man, and Father Lupo married us at St. Ambrose Church.
Father Lupo.
Yep.
Chick, you told me a little story about the wedding night. What happened after the wedding?
Well, after the wedding, they kind of played a little joke on me. We went home that night, and when we got together and started talking about the different gifts they gave us, well, we noticed when I sat on a bed, why they had that whole bed full of clothespins. And it was really funny to find a whole bed full of clothespins, so we couldn't lay on a bed that night.
Who did this, your buddy?
Sat around and talked till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Who did this, your buddies?
Yes, my buddies did it.
Good friends, huh?
Good, very good friends. That's really a nice bunch of friends we got.
So you're basically, were you born over here?
I was born here on Edwards, and I was born and raised on the hill all my life. He was too.
And you were too, Chick?
Yes.
But your parents were born in
Costa Termini, Italy.
Costa Termini. Isn't it the Di Gregorio family, Roland Di Gregorio?
Most of them,
The
yeah.
mailman?
Roland's parents too was born there. And that's been a long time ago. I think my mom came in 1910.
Where was your family from, Chick?
So she was from Palermo, Sicily.
From Palermo, Sicily.
She was Augusta Damaniti,
Yeah.
and they were all close together. It was just a little town, you know. They were all from together. So Italy was Italy. That's
Almost the same town.
almost the same town.
Yeah.
Now you had some beautiful children.
I have 3 children, 2 girls and a boy.
Do you know their names?
Loretta, Charlie, and Paulette.
And Paulette. Now they're living all over the place, right?
Yeah, I have 2 in St. Louis and 1 in California.
And your grandchildren.
My grandchildren, I have 10 grandchildren.
Oh my goodness! So I asked you to name them all.
No, I don't think I'll mail them all. But I also have 8 great-grandchildren.
8 great-grandchildren.
Let me tell you that they keep you young. You keep active, and they keep you young. And I don't feel my age at all.
Well, you know, I've seen the kids over here, you know, playing in the backyard, because I know they come every summer. They come and they get together and they get a chance to meet their cousins and spend some time with them. That's really important. And also to spend some time with their great-grandparents and great-grandparents. I can tell you, folks, that these people right here are my neighbors. I've known them ever since I've lived up here. And they're beautiful people, like a lot of the people that I know around here. And they spend time together, and they work together. 56 years, folks. You hear about marriages lasting 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years. But these people have made it work, and you can too. You can make it work. You know, it's, all it takes is just a patience.
Patience, yes, patience, and laugh about it. Just laugh about it.
And you have to have a sense of humor, like I said before.
Yeah.
56 years, that's a lot of dirty underwear. But anyway, say goodbye to everybody out there.
Bye.
Ciao.
My friend Keith. Bye.
Today on Casa e Cucina. We've got great shows every week. Until next time, I'm gonna go home. And I'm gonna see you next time. Arrivederci, ciao, so benedica.